Shares of Alphabet off the lows after its earnings results after the bell. Let's get to Josh Lipton, who is on the conference call. Hey, Josh.
So, Melissa, CFO Ruth Porat on a call noting that top line came in above consensus, driven, she says, by mobile search, YouTube, cloud. We know EPS missed, though, weighed down by OPEX. Porat talking in the quarter, including some of those unusual items, what she called a noisy quarter. Take a listen.
The increase in G&A year over year was primarily due to a $554 million charge from our previously announced legal settlement in France. Stock-based compensation totaled $2.6 billion. Headcount was up 6,450 from the second quarter, and consistent with prior quarters, the majority of new hires were engineers and product managers.
Now, of course, as a company, it's also spending to build out its cloud business. And you saw really analysts in the call trying to press CEO Sundar Pichai on that cloud business, get more color, a backlog for that cloud business, the trajectory there. Pichai saying at this point, they're going to provide that level of insight, in his words, periodically, but suggesting that, in his opinion, momentum has been strong. He talked about partnerships with Mayo Clinic and VMware. He was also asked about increasing regulatory scrutiny and whether that's impacting his ability to innovate. Pichai making the case that overall his products and services, in his words, reduce prices and expand choice. Said in some areas we're actually the new entrant. Perhaps he was referring there to his cloud business, where he knows he trails Amazon and Google, at least in cloud infrastructure. Melissa, back to you.
All right, Josh. Thank you, Josh Lipton. For more reaction to the call, let's get back to Gene Munster of Loup Ventures. Gene, what do you think are the highlights of the call so far?
I think Josh had a lot of them. I would also add that the YouTube spend is going to be accelerating. YouTube TV, not surprising given what Netflix is spending, $15 billion a year, Amazon at $5 billion, Apple at $3 billion. So add Google to that mix. Also, this concept of ambient computing came up, and this is this idea of when you move throughout your day and have different devices and different services that you use, they kind of fit seamlessly together. And I see kind of an undercard developing related to a battle between Apple and Google around this. Apple, I think, has the upper hand on privacy, which is an important aspect, but that was another piece that really jumped out at me. And they also talked a lot about quantum computing and ultimately building services that quantum computing that will build services that will answer, not just answer questions, but help us get things done. Sounds very promising. One last thing, Melissa, that Josh said, this concept around regulatory environment, and I think there's a phrase there that popped out at me that we're going to hear a lot over the next several months, and this is the idea of expand choice. I think that is the kind of the foundational argument that Google will use in this upcoming regulatory jungle that they're going to weed through.
What's your grade on the quarter, Gene?
B. This is a solid quarter. This is a company you want to own for 5 years, but there is no urgency to own more after tonight's print.
Gene, great to see you. Thank you. Gene Munster, Loup Ventures. The stock is down 2% so far in the after hours. What do you think happens?
I think it's fine. I mean, I think the stock ran into the quarter. I don't think it was enough to break the stock out, and that may take some time, as Carter said. But the fundamental, I don't think the fundamental drivers were there for like the sort of breakout that you might expect.